Another is the deepness of the waves. Waves which are large and steep normally are very strong and cause more erosion and vice versa. Another factor that can influence for wave erosion is the length of fetch. Dear students, fetch, the same pronunciation, difference, the same spelling, but difference in meaning. Here, fetch, I'm just meaning fetch, different spelling. Here I'm just spelling, but spelling is different, but the pronunciation is likely. Fetch, this is the distance between the two landmass within water bodies. For instance, the landmass and the island. But at the mid, there is water bodies. Therefore, wherever the fetch or this distance will be long, even the prolonging of wind action and the erosive capacity will be higher to the coast than the island wherever will be close, because the generation of wind will be low, even the erosive capacity will be low. Therefore, erosion process just depending on the fetch or the length or the distance between two landmasses over which the wind can be prolonging. For instance, the landmass and here the distance of water body, for instance, sea and the island. Therefore, fetch. Okay, the longer the distance, the stronger the wave. Since the wave will have enough time to develop into maturity and become strong, and vice versa. Another factor influencing wave erosion is the width of shore, waves of the shore. The wind at the shore, the less the erosion, and the wave will travel more over the land and lose its energy, vice versa. Here we're just looking about the width of the shore. Shore, this is the place whereby the water is just dropping or hitting to the coast. It is the same either for there is a low tide sea and a high tide sea, or high shore and a low shore. Therefore, wherever the shore will be widely, even the erosion process will be impossible to be taking place than the shore which will be narrow in nature. Another factor is the nature of the local. If the nature of the local will be hardness in nature, even the erosive capacity will be not possible to be taking place. But wherever the nature of the local will be soft, even the erosive, because the landmass is soft, the erosive process will be highly. Another is human influence. Human influence through activities may reduce or increase the rate of erosion, such as construction falls or grindings, etc. There is a question of nectar on national exam of 2006. Explain the factors that influence the rate of wave erosion along the coast. Dear students, there is a mechanism of wave erosion. This is likely to the process. Process of erosion. Wave erode under different process or mechanism, which are abrasion, hydraulic, attrition, solution. Abrasion is when material carried by wave, example pebbles, act as the eroding tools. Okay, the meaning of pebble, these are large material, because we have different stages. We have to start with sandy. After sandy, we have to undergo to gravels. After gravels, we have to undergo shingle. After shingle, we have to go to pebbles. Pebbles, these are large materials. Shingle, this is gravels is like to the kokoto. Shingle is like to stone, but pebbles, these are large materials which can be swept away with the strong waves and to hit on the ocean and cause for more erosive. Okay. Abrasion, where material carried by pebbles like what have been described. But what is the meaning of hydraulic? Hydraulic action is whereby the force of moving water waves erodes as it moves towards the landmass or local. Another is attrition. It's when material carried by the waves tend to collide one another and they become reduced in size. Okay, attrition, this is the process whereby material which was large in nature, but due to the movement can be collided to each other and reduce to its appearance or its size. Yanagongana yenyewe na kupunguza because maybe those material was soft in nature. Another is solution, is whereby the material are removed in form of soluble or soluble local by the action of waves. Wave erosion features. Dear students, wave erosion features, these are features that can be caused with the wave action. You have to remind yourself that we describe different features of erosive features caused with wave action. You have to remain, or you have to leave it as it is. But here we are just describing the erosive features caused with wave action. Bahari napo move inaweza kusababisha erosive or depositional. Therefore, here there is some different features which can be caused with wave action. Kama uliona kwenye river, erosive features ambazo tuliziona kama potholes, tuliona kule. Lakini here we are just describing different features, erosive features caused with wave action. You have to listen carefully, or you have to be keen so as to understand. First is cliff. Dear students, this word is not new to you because I have been described it. All we have described to each other. Cliff, this is the wall-like structure that's separating between the ocean and the landmass. Or is a wall-like structure formed by the wave erosion, mainly through hydraulic action and abrasion along the coast. A cliff of different appearance giving rise of different types of cliff. There are some cliff which are vertical cliff. This is the one with uniform local structure, whereby the local is eroded vertically. Wherever you pass all over the world, along the ocean, you can obtain or you can discover different appearance of cliff. Some of them is vertical in nature, like what is observed on this structure. Note, the local lie vertically to one another. This is the direction of waves, like what is shown. Okay, another cliff is called the overhanging cliff. These are the shore or bending plane dips towards the sea. It is occur because of different erosion related over the local. Most of this overhanging cliff, there is wave is just loading the low parts, or what is just submerging. Not imaging, is just submerging and to erode some parts. And the structure of cliff is likely to hinging, like what we were just looking on this structure. Overhanging cliff, and there is direction of waves, and this is the sea. Another cliff is stretchy cliff. These are the whose rock are arranged horizontally with uniform local structure. Maji yanakuja yanagonga yanateleza. The structure of the cliff is likely to the straight one. Like what we are just looking on this structure. Maji yanagonga yanarudi vizuri kabisa. Intended cliff is the one with the alternative lie of soft and hard local, whereby the series can cause for the formation of bays and headlands are produced. Dear students, this kind of cliff, for instance, is likely to the cliff which is straight in nature. Another formation of cliff is this stage is of attained after the collapse of the notches. Wherever the notch will be cut off, will it be remain at the normal, or at the wave cut plants, or as the wave cut at the normal one. But the wave can be continuous and to form to another stage which is called continuous erosion of action, and the occur of the plant form occurs after the furrows in the sea level where the landmass is exposed out. Therefore, for instance, this area or the before or after the water to undergo submergence, but the erosive was taking place and to form at the cliff. But after the water to undergo submergence, the wave can hit this area and cause it for another cliff. Therefore, the cliff can be changing according to increase of water. Another one is called bays and headland bay. This is the part of water body entering the coastal land, where there is soft local while it is just ended. Here, you have to remind yourself, the headland, this is the part of landmass which is hardness in nature, and which is impossible to be eroded with waves, and is just entering to the water bodies after the cave to be taking place, after the erosive process to take place. Headland, this is a part of land projecting towards the water body. It occur where there is head rock, which cannot be easily eroded. Cave, these are the turned hollows produced or the local mainly on the headlands after the continuous wave erosion. Therefore, the cave, this is the wall-like structure whereby the soft parts have been eroded, but the hardness remains as it is, and which is called the headlands. Dear students, another feature is the arc. This is the large opening hollows produced at the prolonged erosion, leading to the enlargement of the cave. Another feature is called stack. Is the insulated landmass produced after the continuous wave erosion, which lead to the collapse of arc. Arc, as I told you, that this is the large opening hollows produced after the prolonged erosion, leading to the enlargement of the cave. Wherever the cave will be enlarged, can be causing for a certain landmass or the headlands to be remaining within water bodies. But wherever this will be cut off, will change to another feature, which is called stack. Stack is the isolated landmass produced after the continuous wave erosion, which lead to the collapse of work. And the stump, another is the stump, is an isolated landmass produced after the continuous erosion of the stack, and hence lead to the reduction in size of the stack. Therefore, this stump, stack and arc is like to each other, but wherever the feature will be separated or remain far away from the previous one, that will be changing its name from arc to stack to stump. For those who are just engaging in these activities, in activities of fishing, can understand what I'm just talking about. Another feature which can be taking place due to erosive features is blowholes and gel. Blowhole, this is the hole produced at the top of the landmass due to the continuous wave erosion, which appear the cave through local crack, and when the wave forced to resistance, it failed to erode and cause the water to slope upwards, leads to the holes formation in the top blowholes. Therefore, this structure is formed wherever the water is just hitting or slowly at the top of the wall-like structure. Wherever this wall will be soft in nature, can cause for the hole to take place. But wherever this hole will be collapsing to the water bodies, can change its name and form another feature which is called gel. Therefore, what is the meaning of gel? Gel is formed after the hole has collapsed due to the continuous erosion by waves and lead to the meeting of the cave and the blowholes, like this structure which is just shown. Dear students, let's describe about the depositional features of wave action. You have to remind yourself that river is having erosive and deposition. Even the wave action is having the erosive and depositional. Therefore, we have to describe or look on the depositional features of the wave action. Depositional features by wave action are mainly due to the accumulation of materials, mainly mud, sand, shingle, and pebbles. As I have been described the meaning of sandy, sand, shingle, and pebbles, or is just study from mud, matopayo, sand, shingle, and to pebbles. Therefore, this is the nature or size of this material are different in nature. For instance, mud, these are material which are fine in nature, is like to powder-like structure. But sandy, the particle is, you can feel yourself the level or as a grain. But shingle, this is like to the kama kokoto, is like to the gravels, and the pebbles, these are larger materials. Therefore, the material which is just deposited along the coast, this is called depositional features caused with the wave action. Therefore, depositional features are is shown as follows. The first one is the beach. Even yourself, you have been heard, or you have heard the meaning of beach. Unaondoka hapo, unaenda mama yako, ndugu zako, mnaanza kurushana vimchanga kule baharini. Beach is the accumulation of materials, mainly mud, sand, shingle, or pebbles along the coast. Therefore, beach, this is the deposition or accumulation of different material along the ocean. This material, it can be smallest in nature, for instance, in terms of sands, or in terms of shingle or pebbles. These pebbles, shingle, and mud or sand is the difference in terms of size. There are some beaches which is deposited with stone or gravels, kokoto. Therefore, it's just depending where it's just blotted from. Another is the barrier beach. It's the long ridges of sand which lie parallel to the coast and separated from it by lagoon, by waves, which may accumulate when the oceanic tides and hence accumulate in the ocean near the coast. The barrier beach look like the offshore bar. The only difference is that bar consists of mainly sand pebbles, while barrier beach consists of mud, shingle, sand, and pebbles. Therefore, barrier, this is the section of beaches whereby material can be deposited along before to reach to the coast. Like what is shown here, there is a lagoon between the barrier and the place of beaches. Therefore, why this barrier beach can be taking place? Because the beaches, these are material deposited along the coast. But why this material can be remaining aside? This is depending on the wave action, or the strongest, or the pressure of the wave action, which maybe have failed to push or to sweep this material to the area of interest or to the coast. Is shown like this structure. Another features or deposition features is spit. These are the long narrow ridges of sand with one end attached to the mainland and the other end terminating or end to the sea. Therefore, these are material of or accumulated material that which accumulated or deposited along the coast, but it just entering to the water bodies. Therefore, spit, these are material which is just entering to the sea, and the others ending to the landmass or to the coast, and can be shown like this structure. Caspet, foreland. This is the feature formed by the combination of two spit from the landmass and meet to the sea. For instance, a caspet is generated after the two spit to join to each other. Remind yourself that spit, these are material deposited which end into the sea and attached to the landmass. Wherever this spit will be generated like this structure, and the other will be generated to another area at the spit. Wherever this material will be taking place or will be joining to each other and to form a lagoon at the mid, therefore this is called caspet. Bar is the accumulation of materials, mainly sand and pebbles, with both end either attached to the landmass or mainland and the island, or at the end of the highland, or both ends terminating in the sea. But this bar, because there are materials which are different in size, either sand's nature or pebbles nature, ending to the sea. This is going to be different in terms of appearance, or in terms of observation. You can observe in different types of these bars. The first one is called tombolo. What is the meaning of tombolo? It's the long ridges of sand with end attached to the mainland and another attached to the island. It's acts as a bridge between the mainland on the island. Therefore, tombolo, this is the area or the landmass or deposition features take place within the water bodies. Aside, there is the water bodies. Between the landmass like mainland and island. Therefore, a person from island can be moving to the mainland in terms of water bodies, like maybe boats, or can be traveling along the deposited materials, like this structure is just showing. Therefore, the landmass or deposition features which connecting from mainland to island is called the tomboro, and is like shown on these features. Another is called the bay bar. Is the bar which join one point of the headland to the point of the headlands, enclosing a bay forming a lagoon. Therefore, bay is formed after the cave to take place. Therefore, wherever the material will be joining between this cave and accumulate so as to across or to avoid the water to enter in this cave and form for lagoon, that is called the bay bar, because there is two things here. There is a bar or deposition materials within the area of erosive areas, which is the bar. Therefore, we obtain bay bar because there is a bay and there is a bar or deposition features which can form for lagoon, like this structure. Another feature is called the offshore bar. Is a bar with both ends to terminating in the sea. It lies parallel to the mainland. This is a material which is just lying within water bodies and is just surrounded with water bodies, but is not attached to the mainland or to the coast. Therefore, these are deposition features remain as it is. It is likely to the barrier beach, but barrier beach is just attached to the landmass from different areas within water bodies, but this is just hinging within water bodies. Here there is water bodies, and this area there is water bodies. Here water bodies. There is no any connection. This material is just remain aside within water bodies. Dear students, let's describe another features of deposition features caused with wave action, which is called the beams. These are the larger ridges of sand which are deposited far away from the coast, mainly by the action of storms which throw materials far away from the coast. Here, there is some waves, for instance, that cause with the tsunami, can be thrown materials far away and to deposit. This is called the beam. But there is another features or deposition feature called ridges and runners. These are the small hilly ridges and the small channels, runners of sand near the coast, found when the waves are not very strong. They are seen only when waves are weak at the low tide level. But this ridges, ridges and runners is likely, but runners is nearby the sea, because the wind or the wave action was no longer stable to sweep or to throw material far away. But whatever the hill structure that can be taking place before or after the runners is called ridges. But when material will be swept away, far away by strong winds or storms, by strong waves, not strong winds, is called beam, as what I described before. Question: coastal features are not permanent. Discuss. To use the coastal evolution. Here, this such question we have to use the coastal evolution. Exactly, the coastal is not permanent usually. It's just changing in terms of depositional or in terms of erosional.